All right, we are live. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I wasn't planning to go live this early. Let me make sure everything is running okay. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right. Make sure the chat is running okay. All right, somebody can type something in the chat. Make sure it's not frozen here. Okay, so we got 64. All right. Yeah, I apologize, Queen. We wish we could make it another exception and allow you to text in all caps, but we just can't. Nightbot won't allow us, and YouTube takes it as a negative, so I'm sorry. And here comes Nightbot. We do appreciate you coming in. If you're tuning in, apparently there's a press conference in 27 minutes. I'm still trying to find a link. If anybody knows, if they could email me.
What are you doing?
Hold on.
I was helping her stretch. She was super tight.
Super tight?
Yeah, like really
What
tight.
is this?
What are you doing?
What is? What in the hell? Okay, that was just a Facebook link that I was in from Grizzly Hood News. I don't know what. All right. Let me pull this up. Those videos. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. You just tuned in. I'm trying to look for the link. Check it, chat. If you guys know, I don't know if it's going to be local like they did a couple nights ago. And really the only way we could see it was from Grizzly Hood News' video. And then they like posted it hours ago like on their channel. So that may be the case. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on that. As well as I got a couple local local news channel sites up, seeing if there's anything about it. Also, there has been some confirmation. We went live yesterday, and one of the biggest questions was the backpack that they found, was it Audrii's? And they didn't confirm it, and I did find something. Apparently they did confirm that that was her backpack that they found. And I do have the video for that. So I may play that while I look for the video. So if you're just joining us, thank you so much for tuning in. Presser is supposed to be in 24 minutes. I'm trying to find a link. I don't know if they're just doing it on site, which they did a few days ago. And I'd assume if that is the case, Grizzly Hood News will probably live stream it, and we'll just tap into hers. But again, if you do find a link, let me know. But again, it's supposed to be a conference in 24 minutes. But let me, while we're waiting, I found this. This was posted by News Nation earlier today, like about an hour ago. And this is where they confirmed that the backpack they found was hers.
Right now, a desperate search is underway to find a missing 11-year-old Texas girl. Audrii Cunningham was last seen Thursday morning near her home northeast of Houston. Officials say she did not board the bus that day. She never made it to school.
That's what they say.
Was wearing mostly black clothing and carrying a Hello Kitty-style backpack. Police do say they found a child's backpack near a dam. An Amber Alert has been issued, and her parents right now are pleading for her safe return. Police have identified a 42-year-old man as a person of interest. He was arrested, but it was on an unrelated charge. They do believe his 2003 Chevrolet Suburban is involved in Audrii's disappearance. I'd like to bring in now Jennifer Coffendorfer, News Nation Law and Justice contributor, also a former FBI special agent. Jennifer, great to see you. I hate that it's under circumstances like this. This little girl is missing. How is the search conducted in a situation like this?
Well, good morning, Nicole. This situation is really quite tragic, but fortunately, there are some breadcrumbs in terms of the trail left behind as to how this all happened. Right now, they are searching with canines, with drones, increased manpower, using every viable asset they have to find her. And fortunately, social media has a whole list of clues as to the last person who saw her, which seems to be Mr. Mcdougal. And sadly, he was living on the property and has an extensive criminal history involving enticement and endangerment of children.
So I'm just going to pause it real there. I just want to shout out Tomboy Charm. Okay, KHU should be having it. All right, I'll check that. Tomboy, is that their news channel website or the YouTube channel? Well, I'll look both up just in case. Lori, thank you so much for becoming a member and supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Tom M, good to see you. 20 months. Holy cow, prayers for that little girl. Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting to know what goes on with the press conference. If you're just coming in, there's supposed to be one in 20 minutes. We're going to take a look here. Hopefully we'll find the link. People are giving me some ideas. We don't know if she's been found. We don't know, what the condition of the press conference is. Is it just to update us? I'm assuming if it was whether they found something or if it's just kind of update us, I would lean towards just like a regular update, but you never know.
And how important is it going to be to talk to this 42-year-old man who's currently in custody?
Well, it's crucial, and I believe they are speaking with him and trying to determine the details as to what happened. It's also going to be quite crucial that they find her. Law enforcement in this situation, their hearts are hoping that they find her alive, but I think that their experience and brain are, concerned she is not.
Absolutely. So I want to talk more about this 42-year-old. So investigators are saying he is a, quote, person of interest, but he was arrested on an unrelated charge. What does that tell you?
Well, it tells me that law enforcement is being very proactive here. There was a charge that they could charge him with, and they did, and that way he is in custody, why they continue to search and why they conduct their investigation. But certainly from everything that we have seen on his social media, all roads seem to lead to him at this point, and that's why he is their main subject.
And Jennifer, I want to talk about the fact that, so investigators have said that there is this small backpack that likely belonged to a child located near a dam. Do you think there is a reason authorities are being so vague versus saying whether or not that backpack is a Hello Kitty backpack, which is what we know she disappeared carrying?
Well, I've certainly...
So this is where they talk about it. I don't want to address this, Tom. I think they found her over the weekend, but had to get a positive identification and process the evidence seized in the search warrant. We don't know. I heard there's still divers. I don't know if they would still be diving if they found her, but then again, you never know. But yeah, we don't know anything, but I'm sure we'll get some more updates here soon. Thank you so much, Tom. Of course, we hope they find her safe and sound, but mention of foul play doesn't sound good. So this interview is very interesting because, like I said, we went live yesterday, and a big question was it her backpack? They never confirmed it, and apparently sometime this morning they confirmed it.
Which is what we know she disappeared carrying.
Well, I've certainly seen different footage and reports regarding that backpack. By all accounts that I've most recently seen, law enforcement has said that it is her backpack. That's as recent as early this morning.
Which is today.
So unfortunately, I think that while that is a very good clue as to her whereabouts, it's also a very concerning clue.
Absolutely. So there's this backpack now that seems to have belonged to Audrii. We know she disappeared Thursday morning. It is now Monday. How critical is the element of time right now?
Oh, it's so critical because if truly she was.
Okay, so I just wanted to play that because I thought that was very interesting because that was something that we were all kind of discussing. We went back and looked at the last two pressers where they kind of mentioned it. Okay, so I've got KUH up here. Let's see. Every news site is different. Let me just refresh it. I would think it'd be at the top here. There's Audrii. And let me pull up. And let me say, if you guys see anything, as far as the link, let me know. It's a Hello Kitty real Pocahontas. Good to see you. Yeah, that's something we talked about, because, yeah, I think that was mislabeled in her poster that they released. Because, yeah, it says a camo backpack, but it's actually a red Hello Kitty backpack. And now it sounds like it's confirmed that that is hers. Let's see. KHU 11 News. Here we go. Oh, here we go. This is it. All right, we found it. All right, thank you so much for whoever posted that. We found it. Awesome. All right, so we got 8 minutes. Beautiful. We found it. We are in good shape. I was just gonna see if Grizzly Hood. Let's see if we got. What do we got? 8 minutes. I guess we'll kind of refresh a little bit while we wait. Yeah, so this is what they've been posting a lot, but yeah, it says that camo backpack, which is wrong. I don't know, maybe she had something camo on, and maybe they meant to put camo shirt or something, and put the camo backpack. I don't know, because that's the first time I've seen camo anything. Because I remember the black hoodie, the black pants, but definitely red Hello Kitty backpack. Anyway, we'll just recap it while we wait. If you're just tuning in, we found the link to it. So it's going to start in 8 minutes. Well, really, it's supposed to be 15, but I don't know. Maybe they'll start a little early. But if you're not familiar with the case, we got Cassie Matthews as the mother. She did not have custody of Audrii. She had not seen her I'd heard, for years. Her father had custody, who is Joshua Cunningham. Audrii lived with her father, her grandmother, and then this roommate, Don Steven Mcdougal, who has a very rocky past and has a rap sheet all the way back to 2006, 2007, and 2008. He had a charge with enticing a child. There was some text messages between Mcdougal and Cassie. It kind of seems like it was almost his idea, where he was going to have set up a secret meeting where he takes Audrii, picks her up after school, and takes her to meet with her mom at a park without the father knowing.
Now who you send this one to? Send I'm not friends with her.
This is about the only video. I'm sure there's other videos of her, but it's the only video I could find, and it's very disturbing because it shows her tattooing the person of interest.
You know her name? Last name? Casket. Yes,
Anyway, so these text messages started they start on Valentine's Day. I don't know if they started earlier before that. That's a day before she disappeared. It almost seems like it's kind of his plan to set this meeting up so she can see her daughter, because she did kind of relay that she misses her daughter and she would like to see her. And it's interesting that they were going to set this up on the same day that she disappeared. And at the final text messages, because we got to kind of skip along here, he admits that he dropped her off at the school bus that day that she went missing, which confirms that he was the last person to see Audrii. And sounds like this could have been possibly a plan to throw the mother under the bus with making up this meeting that they're going to meet at the park, and then maybe look like it was the mother that took the child. I mean, that's just speculation. Yeah, I think she's saying casket. Yeah, that's what I think so too. I haven't really listened a lot of that video because it's just disturbing. But yeah, it sounds like she's saying casket. So if you're tuning in, we've got almost 800 people in here. We do have the link to the live. It says it's going to start in 5 minutes here. We're just kind of rapidly going through the timeline. So they have a conversation. She doesn't show up at her school bus stop. Then the father finds out that she didn't come home from school. They report her missing. They start searching for her. And that next day, on February 16th, they arrest Mcdougal here. The roommate that lived under the same roof as this girl, and is the one that admitted being the last one to see her. They arrested him on unrelated charges. He is the main person of interest. He is charged with, which is unrelated to this case, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge. They are still looking, asking the public that's local to Texas if anybody has seen this blue Chevy Suburban 2003 between the days of February 14th, 15th, and 16th. And that would be in the Lake Livingston area, which is kind of on the southeast side of the lake here. Let's see how much time we have left here. All right, we got 3 minutes. You guys can hit that like button. If you're just tuning in, thank you guys so much for taking the time. We don't know what the context of this press conference is. Is it just kind of an update? Usually, if there's some major breaking thing, there would be like people tweeting like, "Oh my gosh, they found her" and stuff. I haven't seen anything like that, so this could just be them updating the public on what's going on. I'm gonna close some of these windows here. Just quickly refresh. Okay. All right, 2 minutes here, so I'll just recap a little bit more. Some of the areas that they have been searching. I can get this out in time. And these are just rough circles and squares. This was where she was last seen. This is Lake Livingston here, which is a huge lake. Down on the southeastern side of it is where she was supposed to be make her school bus stop. And down south here, after they had arrested the person of interest, kind of focusing on this dam area and this Trinity River is where they found the backpack somewhere in this area. They've been searching this area as well as this, Broaders Marina. And then they have another area as well they've been looking, and I haven't had a chance, but I think it's around this area as well. All right, we got 1 minute here, so I'm just going to leave this up. It is a big lake, and that's what's tough, because if they don't know if she's in the water or not, then that's just going to be, I mean, where do you spend your assets? Because you've got a huge river that's flowing into the lake, or flowing out. And then you have just heavily wooded areas all around this area of where she was last reported seen. So where do you spend your assets? I mean, obviously, if they found her backpack here, You're going to look in the area that you find the evidence, but then again, could have been tossed there to throw them off. All right. For some reason, it's saying it's starting at 123. Even though they said 2:30, which would be 1:30 my time. So either now until 7 minutes, we should get something going here in a second. So I am just going to make sure everything's going good with chat. We almost have 1,000 people in here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Presser going on here any minute. It's going to start. We don't know the context. It could just be an update to the search. I was watching a little bit of Grizzly Hood's video earlier today. They were searching. Let's see. Let me pull this up. I wanted to write this down. Give me a second, guys. Shepherd. Goodrich. Highway 59. Trinity River. So apparently that's where, I don't know if it's the main focus, but that is an area that they have been searching today. Highway 59 and Trinity River. Okay. I'm going to look that up while we wait. Okay, so any minute it's supposed to go live. It's all ready to go. We will hear it the second they go live. I was just going to look up on Google Maps. What was it? Highway 59. It's in Texas. Okay, so this is Highway 59. Whoa. Oh, wow. So they're over here now. Come on, load in. Wow. Doesn't like that at all. So they've gone further down the river. Holy cow. They're apparently they've been diving over here, or activity's been going on over here. This is much further away than where they found her backpack. That is wild. Oh, do they not have it? Yeah, they do. And that's a big river too. Gosh, that is wide. So that is an area that they have been focused on earlier today, and she was there. We got, oh, here we go. All right, so I'm going to close everything so we don't have any issues. Technically, we have 4 minutes. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We now have over 1,000 people in here. Thank you guys. Press conference starting any second. CJ, oh no, I got a bad feeling. Could just be a local, or just kind of a daily update. I think, especially, when these things get really big, this case, they start doing almost daily press conferences to kind of update the public on what they're doing, because everybody gets so invested, and it's nice to have that, so people kind of, oh, are you speaking, lady? We don't hear you. We'll also get this going. You're going to get the volume booster going just in case. That never fails, these press conferences. When it starts, I may just switch over to where it's a big screen for you guys, and I'll just kind of duck out for a bit that way, and then I'll take notes, and then we can recap everything. Yeah. I mean, yeah, press conferences keep the rumors down somewhat. I mean, because if you don't have press conferences, people are going to start widely speculating. And also it depends on the, how much information they release. I know sometimes these press conferences are a little lackluster. They can't share a lot of details. John's back. No, it's not camo. That's misworded. It was a red Hello Kitty. Wait, what? Red Hello Kitty fanny pack. I have not heard that. I don't know that, Peaches Mama. I have not heard anything about the fanny pack. Interesting. I just know that they did supposedly confirm that that was her backpack they found. Miss Dewey, good to see you. Thank you so much for 21 months of supporting this channel. You're so awesome. It is now 1 minute to 2:30. We should be getting some audio here. Yeah, if you guys could, please hit that like button and get the awareness out. They're still looking for people local to there that may have seen that Chevy Suburban 2003 between February 14th, 15th, or 16th in the southeast area of Lake Livingston. JJ, good to see you. I wish I could help them search. I'm just south, a little over an hour from Livingston. Liable Livingston is huge. Yeah, that area is big. That area is super big. Uh, 1010. There's also a teen missing from Spring, Texas. I'll see if I can look that up. Spring, Texas. Write that down. All right, we got. Holy cow! We almost got 1,200 people in here. Thank you guys so much. Oh, no, somebody carrying a. Oh, podium. Interesting. All right, still waiting. But we are live, and we are tapped into the feed. Hey, Miss Kelly, good to see you. I wish I could shout everybody out. It's hard when you have over 1,000 people in the chat. Again, a huge shout out to my wonderful mods taking the time out of their day to help mod the channel. Thank you, Lori. Oh, okay. Should be live any second, any minute. Polythene Pam, I live 3 hours from Livingston. Yeah, we've got quite a few people from Texas watching the channel. And again, I know yesterday that they were, from what I heard, is that they're still looking for volunteers. And I can't imagine that they could use all the help, especially if they're going from here all the way down here. Wait, right? Or down here. I mean, that is far. Oops. Oh, wait, that's the wrong point. Yeah, that's 5 miles down the river. That's crazy. All right, if you're just tuning in, we are just waiting. They were supposed to start 3 minutes ago. They got the podium up. I'm going to check Twitter just to see if there's anything going on here. News helicopter near Livingston area. And did I just see Shepherd on there? Looks like it's headed towards Shepherd. Oh, Real Pocahontas, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. You are so awesome and sweet. Thank you so much. Oh, I thought I saw some movement. There are 254 counties in the state of Texas. Yeah, Texas is huge, just in general. Janet Shepard, thank you so much for becoming a member and supporting this channel. You are so sweet. Yeah, before they start, if you are new to the channel, welcome. I'm Chris from Monsters Under Our Bed. We cover true crime, mystery to the missing. We do cover true crime. Right now it's winter time, and come spring, we will be going out and helping search for the missing. We got wonderful people. One of them is Unearthed Secrets, Carolyn. She is our scientist. She knows a lot of stuff about ground penetrating, looking through the ground and electronic resistive imaging and stuff like that. And she worked on the Amber Crumb case with us last year, and we're going to be doing hopefully some more cases starting spring and summer. And there's her sister, Christina Strife. You've been enjoying my company for 8 months now, Chris. How exciting for you. You're welcome. Thank you, Christina. I hope you're doing well. What are my thoughts on this? Oh, God, where to start? Well, I don't want to... I mean, we don't know the situation, but obviously with that guy babysitting this girl, shouldn't have never happened. And I do think that this guy is clearly the guy responsible. They arrested him basically right after she went missing. So it seems like they're pretty sure they have their man. And they went from persons, plural, to the main person of interest. So I think they have the suspect. They've found evidence. They've mentioned foul play almost since day one, which I hate to hear because that doesn't sound like it's going to be a happy ending. But this area that she went missing in is huge. And not to know if she's in a body of water or just in the area around where she was taken. So, where do you spend your resources? And so that's going to be so tough. Watching for Ireland, such an honor. Thank you so much. Yeah, and let me know how the chat is. We can relay that to the mods. It's now 7 minutes past since they were supposed to start the press. Mandy, good to see you. Member for 17 months. That's awesome. Thanks for all your hard work, Chris. Thank you so much. Sadly, yeah, too many creeps in this world. Love your channel. Thank you, Jackie. That's why we try to advocate for the misses as much as we can to help out. I'm just one channel, just a small channel, but I do as much as I can because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So that's my way of giving back and helping the community. Elf, thanks for all that you do, Chris. Thank you so much, Elf. Hope you're doing well. And if I did miss something, I will try to come back to it at the end. Yeah, the dad has been pretty quiet, which considering the situation, the public knows that this guy was living under the same roof with the dad who had custody. Yeah, I could see why he's not in the public eye. Again, the question would be did Don Steven Mcdougal have help? And when I say help, I don't think like the mother or father had anything to do with it. Okay, here we go. All right. I'm going to make sure it's good, and then I'm going to just kind of...
Good afternoon. My name is Lieutenant Craig Cummings, Texas Department of Public Safety. Today we're here to provide some updates on the search for 11-year-old Audrii Cunningham, who went missing on Thursday of last week. I'm also joined by Polk County Sheriff Byron Lyons and Polk County District Attorney Shelley Sitton. I want to say that investigators are following active leads based on tips and evidence that we have gathered. The videos submitted to investigators by the community have been very helpful. We're looking for and asking the public's help for additional video on FM 3126 that shows the highway. This video would have been on Thursday, February 15th between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. So again, that's video from FM 3126 on Thursday, February 15th between 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. that shows the highway. I also want to announce the Polk County Crime Stoppers reward has been increased to $10,000 for information leading to the arrest and prosecution of the person responsible for Audrii's disappearance. We are asking the public, based on the evidence that we have been getting right now, to stay away from Scenic Loop FM 3277 unless you have a need to be there. That is a potential point of interest in this investigation. We've had a lot of people driving down there. Please stay away. Let the investigators do what they are doing and our volunteers that they are doing so that we can bring Audrii home. We also want to say that we're thankful for the Polk County District Attorney's Office for their continued legal advice as they provide that to investigators in this continued search for Audrii. The investigators have given Mcdougal, who was arrested Friday on an unrelated charge, several opportunities to cooperate, and we remain hopeful that he will begin helping in this case. Now, we also want to address some rumors that have been circulating. Mcdougal is not required to register as a sex offender. We would refer you to the various counties that prosecuted Mcdougal for inquiries regarding his criminal history. And we also want to say that Mcdougal resides in a camper behind the residence where Audrii lives with her father, grandparents, and other family. The family does have a relationship with Mcdougal. And with that, I want to turn it over to Polk County Sheriff Byron Lyons for some remarks for him before we open it up for questions.
Good afternoon. Since Audrii was reported missing, we have been working with investigators and volunteers, doing everything we can to bring Audrii home. Unfortunately, I've had bronchitis and it has impacted my ability to speak. So that is why I want to say first, thank you to the Department of Public Safety and to the FBI for assisting me with the social media and my media briefings. I also want to take a moment to thank all the investigators and the volunteers and members of the community who are working to bring Audrii home. The outpouring of support from the tips and from the videos and the donations of food and water has just been inspiring. As a community, as a county, as a state and a nation, the search for Audrii has brought out some of the most exceptional people that I have come to know. I have been in contact with the family, and they want everybody to know that they thank you and they appreciate all the prayers and how you've kept Audrii and them in your hearts. And they just ask that you continue to pray for them and Audrei's being able to bring her home. And I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has helped in this case. Any some questions?
Now that you're looking for where McDougal's vehicle was the morning that Audrii disappeared, are you able to confirm that he was the last person seen with her vehicle, that he was sent to the bus stop? Can you confirm that?
He was supposed to be taking her to the dropping off at the bus stop, and we do feel at this point that he was the last person who seen Audrii.
Did he do that regularly? Did he take her to the bus stop every day? Was that something that he routinely did?
There has been information found that there were some occasions that he did drop her off at the bus stop or even take her to school if she missed the bus.
There's rumors flying about that McDougal has confessed. Would you address that rumor?
McDougal has not confessed. He has been talking with some of the investigators, but at this point in time, he has not confessed.
That scene of interest that you're asking the public to stay away from, can you expand on that? What was found there? What led you there? Why are you asking the public to stay away?
You know, and that's kind of why one of the reasons that we're asking for the videos. We're trying to piece together a timeline of where he's been and the travel that he took, the roadways that he took. So this area is just one that's in particular that we can say that we know that he was in, and so we're making sure that we do extensive search of those areas. But the problem is that when we have a lot, and I know that people are concerned and people want to help, but a lot of time when we bring too many people into an area, it hinders our efforts in being able to try to find and locate evidence.
Do you guys know if that was Audrei's backpack that was found the other day?
We feel strongly today that backpack that was found is a high probability that it's going to be Audrei's.
There's a lot of water around her home.
Sheriff, this has been called a criminal investigation and that foul play could be suspected. Could you expand on that? What crime is being investigated specifically, and can you expand on the foul play suspected?
Okay, yes, we do feel as though we are investigating a criminal investigation. And at this point in time, as we conduct our investigation, we are not leaving out or adding in any just charges. We are investigating the evidence as if we find any, and then we'll let that be determined, once we get all the evidence put together on what charges, if any, will be filed.
McDougal's 07 charge, 08 conviction for enticing a minor with intent to commit a felony out of Brazoria County. The case information publicly accessible over the weekend and on a holiday is very limited on that. Was that felony intended a sex crime?
And be honest with you, I don't know. I can't answer that right now because it's in another county. The only thing that I've been able to find out that it was not something that they were able to require him to register for as a sex offender.
Have law enforcement taken McDougal to the dam or the Trinity River since he's been arrested?
There have been some occasions where, on one occasion where we have taken McDougal, that he agreed to work with us and has taken us to certain locations.
She lives around water. Have you checked the water around her house?
I was hoping to ask about the email that was sent to parents on Friday, letting them know about the disappearance and letting them know and asking them to provide video they were talking about. That email says that it asked parents to look for video starting at 3 a.m. on Thursday. Is there a possibility that Audrii Cunningham could have disappeared sooner, before the 7 a.m., which was the time that she was reported?
No. And see, one of the things in our investigation, when we conduct investigation, we want to make sure that we try to capture a good timeline. So even if we're looking at a projected time, say if it's 7, we still want to go to back up, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, because we want to know exactly what the individual or suspects may have been doing up until that point. Someone asked about water around the house.
Around the house. So has that area been searched?
That-
Okay.
That was the first area on the night that she was reported missing. Volunteers came together with law enforcement. That was the first area the subdivision searched.
Yeah, so sure, just to make sure I understand properly. So she didn't go missing before 7 a.m. She didn't.
No.
She didn't go missing
No.
before 7 a.m.
No, I'm gonna take that
6:45.
6:45 is when we felt like she went missing.
Do you believe that Audrey is still alive?
I'm hoping and praying that she's still alive. I am not giving up hope that we'll be able to bring Audrey home. So, yes, I am hoping that she yet is still alive. And we're going to work just as hard to make sure that we do everything that we can to try to bring her home.
Sheriff, is there any other person of interest in this case?
Okay, we got a couple questions at a time. Right here.
Is McDougal being cooperative? Is he speaking with investigators? Is he not talking?
When you say is he being cooperative, I think that Mr. Mcdougal, he is what he's doing on occasions. He will, and I use that word cooperate lightly, but he is somewhat, working and talking with the investigators. But we are very cautious on the information that he's giving.
Are you guys able
Sheriff, do
to
you have
count on
any other
GPS?
persons of interest in this case?
I would say this, that there are, at this point, Mr. Mcdougal is our main person of interest, but we are not ruling out anyone else who may be or involved or may not be involved. We are not just honing in on just this one individual. We're making sure that we're covering all stones.
And do you anticipate charges being filed in connection to this case anytime soon?
I anticipate that if the evidence presents itself that proves that Mr. Mcdougal has committed an offense or crime, that charges will be filed in him in Polk County. So in speaking with the Rangers, we're just asking them, hey, take us to where, in any places that you think or where you may have been. And so he has done that on one occasion.
I think you hinted at the answer to this, but we've had a lot of community members approaching us saying they want to volunteer to help search. Is there a place for them in this search, or do you really need them to step back and let you guys do your job?
Okay, and kind of like I addressed in my opening statement, is that I am so grateful for those who have came out and volunteered, raised their hands to want to participate. And yes, the volunteers have been great and have been very valuable to us. But one of the things that we have to do is that we have to limit and we have to make sure that we don't overdo it. Because remember, we are yet still, while we try to bring Audrey home, we are yet still making sure that if there's evidence or if there's anything that we need to capture or anything that we need to be able to retain, we want to make sure that we don't have so many people that we damage or destroy evidence at the time. So the way we are today, we had the volunteers meeting over at Tigerville's Park. And then as we needed them, we would send an officer over to get those folks and then take them into an area to help search.
To follow up on his question regarding the location where McDougal took you and other authorities, could you share that location and
At this time right now, we don't want to share locations that he's taken us to, other than to say that there are multiple places of interest that we have gone to and have made searches, and I'm sure before this day is out, we'll be searching other locations.
Because he did not confess, can you provide more context on why you take him to those places? What is he saying when he takes you there? Just, oh, this is where we drove? Or?
And really, when it comes down to it, I wasn't there with those officers, and so I can't answer to exactly what was just said, other than these are just places that he instructed them to go.
Has McDougal made a claim that he dropped her off at the school bus?
No.
was something recovered, Sheriff, from those locations? Is that where the backpack was found or other items were found?
The only thing at this point in time right now that I can speak to for sure is going to be that backpack.
So do you think he's given you false leads?
And that's the thing, is that we have to just continue to work all the leads that he's presenting to us. Whether or not they're false or not, it depends upon how it works out and how the investigators are able to put those pieces together.
Are you guys able to count with cell phone records, maybe, like where he could be?
We are working with every tool made available to us, whether it be cell phone, whether it be video, which has been an awesome tool for us. We are using every tool made available to us to try to piece together a window or a picture of where he may have gone.
How
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Just to clarify, is he acknowledging that she never actually made it to the bus stop?
At this time right now, he has not acknowledged that, whether or not she's made it, whether or not he dropped her off or she made it to the bus stop or not.
Has he admitted to leaving the house with her?
Yes.
Can you clarify that location where you're telling people to stay away from? It's called the Scenic Route. Is the name of it where it is?
It's off of the Scenic Loop. It's the, well, let me say it is. It's in the Scenic Loop area there near Tigersville Park. If I say on national television, don't go to this specific location, kind of defeat my purpose. But I am saying that there are officers that's in the area who are instructing people or directing people away from those areas. Please work with those officers if they ask you to turn around or they ask you to go into another location while they would search those areas.
Sheriff, you mentioned that he admits to leaving with Audrii Cunningham, and now we know she's missing. What else do you need to charge him for a crime? Because the child is nowhere to be found.
Well, our thing is, and the district attorney's here, one of the things that we must do is that we must not jump to conclusions. We want to make sure that we take all the evidence that we have collected. Yes, he may have been the last person with her, and yes, she is missing at this time. But we want to make sure that whatever evidence that we collect and that we place on an affidavit today is going to be something that's going to hold up in the court later. It does us no good to prematurely charge him now, and then 3-4 months from now it get tossed out of court because we were moving too fast. So I ask you, please understand as we work carefully through this, because Audrii deserves this. She deserves us taking our time. She deserves us making sure that we do it right. She deserves to have her voice to be heard. And I want to make for sure that we do that and we do it the right way.
Sheriff, one of the cell phone techniques is called geo-tracking. One of the cell phone techniques is called geo-tracking. Are y'all using geo-tracking?
I will say this, we are using every tool made available to us to be able to work cell phones and videos and video to be able to try to track his movements that morning.
Has any other person of interest come to fruition, and have they been eliminated?
There have been other persons that we have certainly have looked at, and at this point in time, we're not ruling anyone out. You know, at this point, we are still, it's an active investigation, and everybody's going to be looked at, everybody's going to be maintained until we can definitely say for sure either you are or you're not a party to this investigation.
What are the details about this aggravated assault charge that he's currently in jail for? Can you expand on that?
The details, what I can go to in on that was, it was an aggravated assault that took place August, I believe, and that in that investigation there were some, during that investigation, there was some circumstances that took place that would not allow us to be able to arrest him at that time, and he would not cooperate, would not basically lawyer it up, would not talk with the investigators. But on I think Saturday, Friday night, whichever night he was arrested, he did make the statement to that offense, which at that point in time he was arrested for.
What was the offense? What is he accused of doing in that case?
It was an aggravated assault. He assaulted another individual.
Male or female?
Male.
We've also heard that he has, obviously a violent criminal history. There's also rumors out there that he has affiliation with the Aryan Brotherhood. Are you able to confirm that?
We have heard those same things, and we've been told that there is an affiliation with the Aryan Brotherhood. Those are some things that we will come back after we are able to get Audrii located, and we will tie those things down to prove whether or not he's affiliated or not.
Are you guys doing an extensive search for any evidence in the house, the RV, the home itself?
Those things have been done. Yes, ma'am.
Time for 2 more questions.
Have you talked with Audrii's dad or family members?
Yes,
Are they cooperating?
very much so.
Can you expand a little bit more on the relationship between Audrii's family and him? I know you mentioned he lives in an RV on their property, but were they friends prior, anything like that?
And for this to be our last question, to answer your question is that basically the way it was explained to us is that he was a friend of the family, a friend of the father, and he was allowed to live there in a trailer behind the house, and he was a friend of the families. And basically that's why he was there, allowed to live there. I appreciate what everyone has done. I appreciate your helping us get Audrii's story out there. And thank you so much for your diligence in this. And I ask you, as you continue to work with us and allow us to tell Audrii's story, allow us to work this investigation properly and understand when it doesn't go or doesn't appear to go the way that you feel it should, trust us that we're getting it done and we're trying our best to do it the right way. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your service and your officer service.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, let me turn myself up here. All right. Wow, a lot of information and good questions by the people at the reporters here. Let me. I'm trying to. All right, I'll recap just in case if you guys missed any of that. I tried to write literally everything down. It's a little scattered here. So again, they did confirm. Well, actually, let's get this out here. But we have still 1,400 people in here, and then like I said, we'll recap all the details that they went through. Just looking for here it is. So once again, just in case anybody's local, they're still looking for this vehicle, and now they've narrowed down the timeline. You know, before it was like days, and maybe it still could be. I don't know if they clarified that, but they gave us a kind of a specific timeline: 6:30 a.m. between 8 a.m. So an hour and a half window, and they believe that she was abducted. He said 6:45 a.m. is when this happened, which sounds about right. And I believe that they mentioned FM 36 or something like that, and I believe that location is up in this area. If someone, 3126. So you can see it. You see this 3126 here. All along here, anybody that's local to Livingston or around this area, see where it says 3126, where it goes all the way down here. And I may just do a separate video, maybe for tonight or something, and label the areas of concern that 6:30 to 8 a.m. is anybody that had captured something on their video through this 3126 road here, which runs just kind of northeast and south of where she was last seen. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Make sure. Okay, just want to make sure that. And so, yeah, gosh, a lot of stuff. We're going to start with the reward has gone up to $10,000. They did confirm the backpack, which we talked about before earlier, because they mentioned that earlier today. So the backpack is confirmed to be hers. Mcdougal, which is interesting. We were kind of under the impression that he was living in the same under the same roof, but apparently he was had an RV trailer on the property behind the house. I have to look more into that. Mcdougal has helped them on one occasion. He says that he's cooperated a little bit. And he did help them on one occasion where they went to multiple areas. And I'm just going through my notes here. They didn't mention the volunteers. I'll get to that in a little bit. They are searching multiple areas, so you can imagine. They're looking for people that may have seen him between 6:30 and 8 along this area. They found her backpack along this Trinity River, kind of more north towards the dam area. I don't know exactly where, just in this approximate vicinity. We have seen them searching over west, Broaders Marina, and now today we had heard that they are all the way down. At least one crew was down near Highway 59 and Trinity River. Let's see. Did I miss anything? And of course, you could tell people. I mean, most of those questions were about McDougal and like his prior offense in 2008, where he was enticing a child, and why that wasn't that did not turn into him having to register as a SO. Many questions asking about why he was even allowed to be around children. Let me get to chat for a minute here. Thomas says, the most I've seen in chat is 3,200. You're halfway. Yeah, I do appreciate everybody taking the time to watch the press conference. Thank you so much, Tom. Joanne, love to you, Chris. Fantastic channel. Thank you so much, Joanne. That's tough water to search. Very murky with gators. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. There are alligators. I heard it's more sparse, but there are, sadly. Thank you so much, Tom, again. Sweet Dreams, renewing their membership, 15 months now. Good to see you. Thank you so much. I did see that done with the course being closed. I didn't hear anything about the bond. I don't think he's bonded out. But I could be wrong. And thank you, Don, for being a member for 4 months. I appreciate the support. Tom, this dude is solid at the press conference. Yeah, he was. Due process explained for people in the back. So many people think law enforcement can just make an arrest. Yeah, he's being charged on a separate count, assaulting a male. I remember somebody mentioning it in chat yesterday, the details. I don't want to mention it just because I haven't seen them, but assault. He assaulted a male prior to this. Seagate 1, thank you so much for coming a member, supporting the channel. And he was the boyfriend of the grandmother, Tom says. Interesting. I have not heard that yet. I will say that's speculation, Tom, until we confirm that. But, yeah, I mean, we haven't seen the grandmother. I don't know. 3125 and 3277 as well. That's the other ones. Thank you, Crime Sleuthin. I did want to, because I saw the 3126, and I think I had to do something while he was talking. So, 3126. 3125. I will look those up. I'm going to write those down real quick. Crime Sleuth, thank you. 125. Oh, I did write down the 3277. Okay, so I did write that one down. Yeah, so I'm going to plot those out as well. I know they're just in the area around where she was missing. And I'll plot those out, but there's 3278. Yeah, I'll have to look for those, and I might make a separate video. Thank you, Crime Sleuth, for putting those in there, because I did miss the 3125. Yeah, 3126. Okay, thank you. I was going to say, I'm like, I don't think there's a 31. Yeah, 3126 and 3277. Which there's a 3278. Wonder if it's 3278. But I wrote down 3277 as well. I'll have to look at those. Yeah, I'm curious if they got advertised on the backpack. We don't know. It seems like they found the backpack pretty fast. It almost seems like maybe he took them to this area near the dam. And then from there, they found the backpack. But that's speculation. We don't know. I hope that's not the case. Just because that means she's done. I appreciate Crime Sleuth, you always helping me out with stuff. I appreciate it. Just checking chat. Thank you, Peggy. Just see if there's anything else. If you guys want to mention anything else I might have missed in the press conference, I'm going to probably go back and watch it after I'm going to probably end the live here in just a minute and just kind of go over and write any other notes I might have missed and maybe make just a short video. Because we went live earlier today, I don't know if I'm going to do a live later tonight just because, we try to stick to one. But I will be probably going live tomorrow. Unless there's an update, then we probably will go live. So if there is major news, then we will go live tonight, especially if they found her. If not, no, that's okay. No worries. Yeah, I had the 3126. I knew that one because I had mentioned or written that down the other day. But the 3277, I forgot about that one. So I may do a video on that unless there's some kind of major update. Let's just check Twitter and just see if there's any other updates. Oh, Frozen kind of did a summary as well. They wrote down the FM 3126. And I think that's where they started. Sorry, I had an itch. The person of interest is not yet cooperating. He has not confessed. He has not even said if they got to the bus stop. Reward. Oh, that's right. That's one thing I did write down. I forgot to mention. And again, 6:30 to 8 a.m. I believe she was taken at 6:45. And I'm going to go through it again just to kind of go through the areas. And I'm going to look at, actually, before we go, I just want to see if Grizzy is out somewhere. This is Grizzy Hood Nudes. A huge shout out to her. She's been out there. And, okay, she was just at the press conference. Okay. I just wanted to see if maybe she was out in one of the local areas that they were searching in. It doesn't look like it. Looks like she was at the presser. All right, guys. I think we're going to end it there. Thank you guys so much. I will end it here. And then if you're going to rewatch, I'll timestamp the press conference so you guys can rewatch that if you're interested. Again, thank you guys so much. If I missed a donation or something, I apologize. Again, shout out to my wonderful mods taking the time to help us. If you have any questions, you can always ask them. We do take requests. If you do have someone, a family member or a friend that recently went missing, you can email me and I'd be happy to feature them in an upcoming live show. Heather, whatever, thank you so much for renewing your membership. You are so awesome. Again, to everybody, thanks so much for taking the time. And if there's an update, we'll go live. If not, we will be back